Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this thrilling Thursday here in Connecticut. And man, life's good. Lean, mean, double C machine. Man, get your kettlebells and get with me on this. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail or you wouldn't be here. Eric Miyashiro. I don't like to talk. You know what? I'm going to get to it later. Let me honk and then we'll get to the whole type of thing. All right? It is only fitting that high notes abound when I talk about Eric Miyashiro. So anyway, what I was saying, got into a minute ago. I don't like to do things about guys that I just don't know that much about. Okay? Like somebody like Lewis Dowd as well. Don't know that much about him. Okay? But there's enough on the internet, and there's a couple interviews with him. I read some articles about all that sort of thing, that I can at least make judgments on what I hear from his chops. Okay, and he bamboozled me. He really did. He fooled me. Let me explain. The little bit. Let's give a little bit of a bio. He was born in Honolulu to traditional Japanese parents. His mother was a dancer. His father was a professional trumpet player in Honolulu. And he started and showing his prodigious talent at a very young age. And he actually had some classical training in Honolulu. Now, there was a thing a couple of years ago that I saw of him playing piccolo trumpet. And I'm thinking, geez, another screamer that's going to... No, he made his way around the piccolo very well. Did he have all the nuances that Maurice had? Right? But I'm not holding that against anybody. But you know what I'm saying? It was quite good from what I heard. Okay? And you'll see in a minute that it's there's a reason for that. Okay? So through his father, though, he was playing, with Sammy Davis Jr. in sidemen jobs in Honolulu. There's not a huge cushion of professional musicians in Hawaii. Anyway, this was 14, 15, 16 years old before he even made his way to Berklee College of Music to go to college. Okay? Studied jazz, blah, 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 blah. Went out with Buddy Rich and Maynard Ferguson. And eventually, and everybody else, Count Basie, Thad Jones, Mel Lewis, the whole 9 yards. Very, very well-versed musician. Eventually went back to Japan and became the star. Not only as a soloist, but a top call for everything. Every studio recording, every soundtrack, everything, orchestral work, subbing with symphonies, the whole 9 yards. Plus, he has full professorships at the top music conservatories in Japan. He's the guy. He's the absolute guy. Now, there is, and here's where I kind of got bamboozled. Okay? There was an interview with him. I'm going to leave the interview down below. It's a little lengthy, but you get the idea. He actually has mangled chops. Now, I wouldn't have known that. I know he's working hard. If I were just listening to him, I would have said, he's getting great results, but, like Wayne Bergeron or whatever, I think he's working too hard. Okay? But the chops were mangled, absolutely mangled. It got to a point that he said in the interview that his chops were so cut, so bloody, they were literally hanging down. And I can't. It gives me the willies just to say this story. He literally used crazy glue to keep his lips together so he could keep playing. Can you imagine what that must feel like to have crazy glue I mean, the pain that this guy went through, and I'm taking for granted he was younger at the time, okay, when this all happened. But, my God, crazy gluing your chops together. Now, there is stuff out there if you're so inclined. There's a video of him playing in high school with McDonald's All-American jazz band when he was very young with Buddy Rich and Maynard. And there's no question he is really, really working too hard. I mean, a lot of pressure, a lot of shaking, thin tone. He was getting results, but it was working too hard. And I'm sure that's where the whole thing happened. Obviously, in the meantime, since then, like Bergeron, he's learned how to not do that because I don't hear it in his tone. I feel like he may be overblowing at times, but I wouldn't have thought all that damage in a million years. I would have thought that, especially with the piccolo. I told you, the piccolo stuff was very, very clean. And the piccolo is a very unforgiving instrument, man. If your chops are not right, it comes out. It comes out. You can't overblow it. No. And I never heard that. And he's really, I think he's one of the first guys that just really fooled me. Now, I'm going to do a video tomorrow about, you should be able to hear it. And I didn't hear it. Now, the only thing I can think of is the trauma to the lips happened quite young. Okay? In the meantime, he's gotten it together. Okay? His flexibility and everything with, octave rips and all that, I mean, it doesn't sound like damaged goods at all. So, good for him. Good for him because he's a tremendous, tremendous musical talent. Now, he does have his own line of mouthpieces. Different rims and cups and blah, 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 blah. It's basically a 10.5C. Again, you don't get that tone on a big mouthpiece. You just plain don't. Okay? So, 10.5C with big cups, small cups, V cups, diameter changes. They're expensive. They're pricey. They're close to $300. Okay? As opposed to a 1SB at, almost half the price. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point. But, once again, now, if you look at his lips, they're scarred. If you look at the interview, there's no question about it. There is scarring there. He also talks about not warming up. So, guys, whatever happened, he fixed it. He fixed it for sure. And what we have today. Now, as a jazz player, and some of does he play on that? I'm not sure if that's just an interview. Some of the stuff when he's playing lower jazz, the tone sounds very airy and smoky. Now, whether he's trying to get that effect may be the case. May be the case. Now, is that where the trauma to the lips, rears its ugly head in that register? Maybe. And maybe he's just trying to use it to his advantage as using it as a Miles Davis kind of smoky tone. Whatever. The guy's got it. The guy's got it. He's basically the Wayne Bergeron of Japan. And he, and like Wayne Bergeron, does Wayne Bergeron for Yamaha? It doesn't matter. Miyashiro does. And he's worldwide doing clinics in colleges and international trumpet guilds and all that sort of stuff. And he's the goods. He's the goods. So, anyway, check out that video down below. As I told you, I never met the guy. I don't know that much about him other than what I see and what I hear. And even though it's not preferable, you think of Wayne and Miyashiro, that's a pretty good indication that, you can beat up your chops and still make it work. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but anyway, that's the case. Any comments that you could add to this, put them down below, or email me and I will relay them to the masses myself. All right? Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.